So after our installation, it will be generating these shortcuts. Okay, so three shortcuts are generated, right? So during installation means server will start. Okay, automatically. Like this one server window will start in my system. I shut down my server, so I'm going to start it again manually. So to start the server, suppose anytime if you are going to shut down your PC or before restarting your PC, so try to shut down. There is an icon called shutdown icon. So don't close that window directly. Actually, already I did shut down in my PC. So after that, you can close the window directly, command prompt window. But before restarting or before you shut down your system, so don't close that window directly. Okay, you have to compulsory use the shutdown icon. Okay, already I did the shutdown in my system. So again, if I want to open application or if I want to log into Pega applications, if I directly click on login, if without server is without running the server or without starting the server, I can't get that page open. Okay, so if Pega server is started, then only we can access Pega application and we can work on Pega application. So to start the server again, suppose anytime if you open your system, like restarted your system and if you want to again use Pega application, so you have to start the server. So there is an icon called Pega platform startup. So click on it. So it will take some 2 to 3 minutes time. And you have to minimize this window, but during installation means it will be started. Okay, at the time of installation this window will automatically start. So at the time of installation no need to separately click on the startup. Okay, so actually again if you shut down your system and again if you want to use that one means then you have to start it manually. So I started in my PC now. uh, Minimize this window. So here you can minimize the window, and after 1 minute or after 2 minutes, you can click on the login icon. Actually, if server startup is finished means it will open the application. Application will open in a browser. So in my system, I'm using Microsoft Edge browser because compared to other browsers, in Microsoft Edge application will be fast. Okay. So server startup is finished. So I can see, you can see this login page. Okay. Now we'll see. So before opening application, I want to show you something called server configuration. It's not mandatory in personal edition, but some points will be there, some technical points will be there, which we need to understand. So try to do this configuration, what I'm showing. So do the same in your system also. See, this one we'll call it as a rule-based configuration or pgadmin for server configuration. Okay. So after installation, you have to do this. So to do this, your server must be running. So without starting the server or without server running, you can't do this. So already server is already started in my PC, and there is one folder generated right after your installation. So what are the drive you selected or what are the drive you choose at the time of installation? So in my PC, I have chosen C drive. So this is the folder generated, PRPC personal edition folder. See, in this folder, so I need to go to some path. Actually, to open that pgadmin for server window, I need to go to the, see, in this particular folder, it will have a file called, so go to the path which I'm showing. Steps are given in the document and in the video also steps will be there. So if you go to this pgscale, you'll have a folder pgadmin 4. Under this again go to bin. So there is a icon called pgadmin 4 icon. Okay, so this is the icon called pgadmin 4. See, for this icon, we need to add a shortcut. Okay, so we need to add a shortcut for this pgadmin 4. So only shortcut will be generated for startup, shutdown, and login icon. Okay, and actually every time opening this folder and navigating multiple folders and coming to this path is difficult, right? So anytime if you want to use this pgadmin 4 window, so you can add a shortcut for this. So right click on this. So there is an option. send to a desktop shortcut. So if you add a shortcut every time
Hari,
you
are
need to
you
counter
speaking
this.
something? I'm not able to hear you. I'm not sure if it's the same to
Oh, sorry.
others.
Sorry. Are you able to hear? Uh, any issues regarding audio, guys? Just confirm once. So regarding audio, any issues, please confirm once.
No, no, I didn't find any issue. Your voice is
No.
clear to me.
Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. And here, if you see, you can see this file. Add a shortcut for this in your desktop. See, after adding the shortcut, so in my PC, okay, maybe it is not showing the icon, but not a problem. Maybe some old icon is there. That's the reason. Give me 1 second. I'll do the same again. So once again, I'm adding the shortcut. Okay, generally you'll get a icon symbol also, but maybe present in my system, I'm not getting. So no issues. Maybe refresh and check. Okay, not a problem, but you can see some shortcut is added for the page info. So you can double click on this now. And this one also it is going to open in a browser window. And when you open this, sometimes it may ask you to enter some password. Okay. See, when you try to open this page admin for window, so it may get some alert in the top. You'll be getting some alert to enter the password. Suppose if it is asking for any password, give the password as rules. Okay. If it is asking for any password kind of thing, so give the password as rules. Okay. RULES. Suppose if it is not asking any password kind of thing means, so directly you can use the other options which I'm discussing. So first of all, so who joined late today? Once again, a quick review. After your installation, we are going to do this configuration called rule base or page admin for configuration. And for doing that, you need to start the server. So already server is running in my PC. And see that server window should be minimized. Okay. Don't close that window. If you close that window, we can't access application or we can't access that page admin for. So minimize this window always to work on Pega platform. And here you need to go to the folder called PRPC personal edition folder in your system under which directory this Pega setup is done. See, during installation, we'll be selecting some directory, okay, like C or any other directory. In my system, this configuration folder is in the C drive, and go to this path pgsql pgadmin4 bin, and we have to add a shortcut for this pgadmin4 to your desktop. And after adding the shortcut, now click on that page admin 4. See, in some Windows 10 or some particular OS, if you are using Windows 10 or some other OS, so sometimes you may get some error kind of thing, like alert error you may be getting. So it is not mandatory in some ways, but if you have any updates means don't worry. If you don't have any updates means sometimes it may throw some system error like this, like msvcpl20.dll. If you get that error means then you have to install some patch. Actually, what is the error? Based on that error, try to search in the Google, and you will be getting some Microsoft patch link you will be getting. So try to install that patch. But most common error is this one. If you get any error like msvcpl20.dll, so you have to install the patch. I've given one patch link below. If you're getting any error, such error means, then open this link in a browser and install the patch. If you're not getting this, no issue. And when you try to open this, if it is asking for any password kind of thing, then enter the password as rules, RULES. Okay. Then apart from that, once we open this thing, okay, you'll be getting like this. If it is asking for any password, means enter the password as rules. Then inside this, we are going to add some server configuration, like local host connection we are going to add. But what is the purpose of that connection? What is the reason why we need to add that connection? After 2-3 sessions, we are going to understand in detail. But today, just to do what are the configuration I'm showing, but usage of this rule base and what you'll be having in this rule base, you'll understand after some 2-3 sessions. Okay. So to do this setup and all, in the here you'll be having an option called servers. Right click on it, and we have to click on this option called so create server. Okay. So click on it, create server, and here you need to enter the details like in the name option you have to provide your connection name, or we can say host name. We can say, and this particular name will be like we can enter as local host. Okay, we can't give our own names. We have to mention the connection name or host name as local host and give it in lower case. Completely it should be given in lower case. So you can't give any uppercase letters in the server. All the names must be given in lower case. And then go to connection tab. So you'll be having some host name or address. So again, give it as same name again. Give it as localhost. And see here for your database, what are the port number assigned and what are the database names and username for the database and what is the database name. So it will take automatically the details. And one thing we have to mention is password. The password for your database. In the real time, the database name can be different. In the personal edition means Pega has given like PGSQL as a default database. But in the real time, depend upon the requirement of the project, your database names can be different. At that time, what are the database they're using, those details will be automatically configured here. Only there also they need to enter the password separately. Okay. But if you want to know where all these details will be stored in the backend, not mandatory to know, but I'll show you some path where all these details will be available. If you go to this PRPC personal edition folder where Pega setup is done, see, Pega, once you install what I said, Pega will install as a package, complete package. See, I didn't mention this point yesterday. See, Pega after installation, so everything will be stored under one folder called PRPC. See, in program files again, you don't have anything to remove. Suppose if you want to uninstall Pega, just we need to delete this folder. If you delete this folder, complete Pega will be removed. Okay, because in this folder only Java, database, server files, script files, everything are generated. So if you want to remove Pega or if you want to uninstall Pega in any system, just delete that folder and completely it will be removed. So if you want to know any, if you want to uninstall Pega anytime, so just to remove that folder, it will be completely removed. And here now I'm going to discuss about this where this setup and all it will be configured means. See, in the background in this folder, Tomcat folder will be there. In this go to config, we'll be having a option or file called XML file called context. Try to open in any notepad format. Open with any Word or notepad format. So in that you'll be having some data. So your server data here, what are the things I'm assigning? So you can see here the database name, the host name, database port number, database name, database username, and database password. So these all information it will take from here. Okay, like that in the real time, if any other databases if they're using according to this thing, so the details they need to update the details in the real time. Okay, so here one thing I need to mention manually is, so database name, username is already assigned, port number is assigned, and host name I have given manually, and we have to give the password. So again, password is also postgres. Okay, either copy paste or type it manually. Here, you need to enable this checkbox. Save password checkbox is there. And after that, see, because whenever we open this server again, every time no need to mention this password. So copy paste the password as post JSON, enable this checkbox and click on save button in your system. So okay, already in my system, connection is already established. Yeah, port number default it will take. Okay, at the time of setup and all, so what is the port available, it is going to take unique port number in every configuration. Okay, suppose if any port number is not available, they can also update the number based on the availability. Okay, but actually in your systems also, if you generate this setup, mostly you'll be getting the same port number, but you can also, there is a scope to change the number, like you can also mention like 543334 also you can mention. So after you enter this password and enable this checkbox, so click on save button. So in my system already this connection is established. Let me check. I think it is not generated. A range means range will not be there here. Four numbers, port numbers will be for database and server. Some dedicated port numbers will be there. Accordingly, we can use any of them. Already I mentioned in the last session about the port numbers, other port numbers list I have given. Please check yesterday's file. So here click on save button. Okay, I'm having already one connection previously established. If I click on again save, so it will be adding the second connection. I'm deleting one. Okay, I'm keeping one only because already I think for last time for some other batch already connection is established. So you'll be getting the like this local host, and under these what are the things you'll be having? You can find your database details, and under the database you'll be having many things. Don't worry. So what related to Pega, what you need to know, what you need to understand in the next topics you'll understand. There will be something called schemas, data. Don't worry. These are all internal things only Pega will generate. What we need to know about these tables. Okay. Pega contains some rule-based tables or some built-in tables will be there, and those we are going to understand in the coming classes. Okay. There will be some different categories of tables like PC, PR, and PR4. So those we are going to understand in the coming classes. Okay. But just to do this configuration, no need to worry about now about all these things. After 3-4 classes, I'll be discussing about what are the rule-based tables we need to know. But these are all internally generated. Every time, no need to come to this and no need to check. Okay. But as a developer, once we need to know some basic information about the rule-based tables. And when I get the topic after 3-4 sessions, I'll be getting the topic. And at the time, I'll discuss in detail. Okay. But after your installation, so do this configuration in your systems. It is very simple procedure. Once again, I'll quickly repeat this procedure. So first thing is you need to add a shortcut for this pgadmin4. So because by default this shortcut is not available in the desktop, so we have to add it manually. Okay, in order to add the shortcut, you need to go to this path, and after adding the shortcut, open this file, that is double click on that, and so if you are not getting this error, no issues. Okay, you can directly proceed with adding the server connection. So if you are getting any error, this kind of error means, or if any other apart from this, if you are getting any different error means, with the same error, try to search in the Google and you can find some patches, Microsoft patches you can find. Okay, resolve it by your own. Any apart from this, if you are getting any different error means, with the same error, search in the Google and it will go to, it will display, it will show some patch links and all to resolve that issue. Mostly means if you are getting this particular error, this is the patch link. Mostly many systems means this is the error you'll be getting. 99% cases. Okay. And if you don't get means not a problem. If you are not getting means that update is already there in your OS. Directly you can proceed with the next steps so that this particular server window will launch. And after launching this server window, add this connection. Suppose if you're getting anything like fail to connect this particular label means, in that case, close the window and again open the pgadmin4. That is again click on the pgadmin4. If you're getting anything like this, fail to connect and all, then again click on the pgadmin4 icon. Then proceed with these steps. So add this localhost connection. Give the name as localhost, and in the connection tab again, mention the details like localhost, same name. Then port number and mostly database name, username will be there in your systems also. So only thing is enter the password and enable the checkbox after this password is given, and click on save button. So then it will configure this setup. Okay. And what is importance of this configuration in the next classes you'll understand. There are some tables are there in Pega PC, PR, and PR4. So we are going to understand in the next sessions about these table types. Okay, what is the importance of these tables, and what are the names formats of those tables? You'll understand in the next classes. Okay? So after your installation, so do this configuration. Okay, and now I'll open Pega application. So already server is running, right? Now I'm going to open my Pega platform or Pega application. So when server is running, what you need to do is you need to click on the login icon. For example, so this is the login icon. So double click on it. So application will open in a browser, and the default credentials in order to log into the application. See, initially anyone, if you want to log into the Pega platform, so Pega has given some default credentials. So those are administrator@pega.com, and password is install is the password. So after the server is started, so we need to enter these credentials. So those are administrator@pega.com, and password is installed. See, user ID and all you can give like uppercase or lowercase, it will support, but passwords in Pega, it should be means in the next classes, if you generate any password, if you generated that password in lowercase, means in lowercase only we have to do. If you generated in, if you give any uppercase letters in the password, give it in uppercase. So I mean to say password is case sensitive, and the default password is install, and it must be given in lowercase. You can't give install letters, these letters in uppercase you can't enter. Compulsory all the letters in this install must be given in lowercase. Okay, so these are the default credentials. So in my system, I'm getting this auto save option is there in the browser settings. So when I, without typing, means first time we have to type it. So administrator@pega.com and password is installed. So log into the platform. So any version you use, these user ID password details are same. Okay. Not only this one, if you're using any version, so these default credentials will be same. Now, see, this is the platform which we are going to use and work in the real time. And in this platform only, you are going to design and develop the applications in the any organization you work, same application features you'll be getting. So now let's see some introduction about this Pega platform or Pega application. And see, this one we can call with any of these names. Once we open this, so these are all different names we'll be using. So Pega PRPC platform will be calling Pega Developer Studio, Pega Developer Portal, Pega Infinity. I can use any of these names. Okay, so these are all some different names we'll be using for the for this particular application. Okay, Pega is an application, right? So for this application, these are all some different names: Pega PRPC platform, Developer Portal, Developer Studio, or Pega Infinity. Okay, actually in the 7 up to 7 version, they will be having the name as Pega Designer Studio. Only from 8 version they changed that name to Developer Studio, but up to 7 the name of that particular studio will be calling as Pega Designer Studio. But after from 8 version they updated that name to Pega Developer Studio. Like that, any small differences are there means I'm going to mention topic wise. And actually the default, see, up to Pega 7 version, so Pega is called as PRPC. From 8 version we can also call it as a Pega PRPC or Pega Infinity. Okay, some infinity of options are included in the latest versions. Okay, so either we can call it as Pega Rules Process Command, or other name, alternate name for this is Pega Infinity. Okay, apart from that, so there is topic wise I'll be again discussing if any differences are there between 7 and 8 versions. And here in the Pega platform, so it contains some different panels will be there. So panels means like if you see this entire application, some header options will be having. See, this header part and all contains some menu options will be there. And left side, if you see, this is called Explorer panel. So, and right side, if you see, this is called work area panel, and in the bottom is called footer panel or toolbar panel, like that. So, this entire portal is categorized into four panels, first of all. That is, the developer studio is the one you'll be working mostly in the real time. Your work compulsory, 100% of your role will be completely in the developer studio. Okay, there are some other studios are there like admin studio, or we can say manager sorry, admin studio or prediction studio, or we can also call it as another one is other studio. So that all I will be discussing about the studios differences I'll be giving in the coming classes, but your role will be mostly in the developer studio. Okay, so apart from that, in this developer studio, see, in the header panel, it contains some internal settings and some internal tools will be there. So Pega is a completely what we can say framework application. Framework means again nothing but reusable application actually. So in these, they have given so many settings and tools are given. So as per the requirement, we'll be using some tools from the header panel. But design and all mostly we'll do from the Explorer panel. So the main design and all in the Pega platform. So we are going to do from Explorer panel because all the complete templates, the table configuration, module configuration, everything come under Explorer panel. So that is the main panel we'll be regularly using. Okay. And work area panel means if you open anything in the application, it will open in this right side window. So in this part, it is going to open. For example, if I open anything in the application, that will open in a like in the form of tabs, it is going to open in the work area panel. That is called work area panel, and you can expand that one. Okay, if you want to again add more tabs, you can add more tabs here. Like that, anything we open in this platform, it will add in the form of tabs here in the work area panel. Okay, if any work is completed under any tab, you can close that, and you can whenever you need to open any new thing or new template, again it will open in this work area panel. So your work and all mostly to add the things or to modify the things, so we'll be adding everything in the work area panel. And from where we can open them, some options will open from header option, and some most of the options will use from the explorer panel. Because as a Pega developer, your role and your design mostly, even though some 5 to 10% options we may use from header and footer, 90% of the design will only do from these three things: case types, data types, and app explorer. Because a complete Pega reusable templates or frameworks, everything is given in the these three categories: case types, data types, and app explorer. Okay, and apart from that, so these are the four panels inside the portal. So header, explorer, work area panel, and toolbar panel are the different options. And in the toolbar panel, some tools will be there, like debugging tools, some testing tools and all will be there. Some are used by the developers and some are used by some testing teams separately will be there in Pega. So in that, some are used by the developers. I'll be showing in the coming classes. Some 3 to 4 tools we'll be using. I'll discuss about that in the coming classes, like that. So these are all the four panels inside the portal. Like that in the Pega application. So basically, Pega comes with different types of applications also. Okay, one is called as framework application, other one is called as implementation application. So the framework, basically, when you log into the Pega platform, here you can see some name here, application name we see here as Pega platform. Okay, next to the application, you can see the default name is Pega platform. Actually, I'll show, open some image. Give me 1 second. To understand this, I'll open a image. So, okay, today I'll explain like what is the usage of these particular applications. Okay, see, when you log into any Pega application, so first of all, you'll be getting this base framework. Okay, Pega application itself is a framework application. So, framework meaning is nothing but reusable application. So, Pega, in this Pega platform, all the templates are provided, right? Any kind of design to add in this any requirement. So, complete templates are given, all the rules configuration is given, database connections are given, server connection is given. So only thing is So what is the requirement you're going to get? Accordingly, we are going to develop the rest of application. That is 50 to 70% of the application comes developed in the platform. Okay. And that configuration and all it is done in the base framework or default framework called Pega platform. Okay. And when you start developing a project, see, generally from Monday class, we are going to start a project. So when you start working on any project, what happens means we need to define again one user defined framework we need to define. For example, some application you are going to start with. So for every client you will be having, you will be giving some name, right? Like suppose if you work for some city bank, city is the organization name. Like that, if you work for some Lloyd bank, Lloyd is the organization name. All those are developed using Pega only. Like that, many banking applications or any sector if you take, so every client will be having like those will have some organization details. Okay, like uh, like that. Whenever we give these details, what names to enter and all, you'll understand on Monday. Okay, but when starting a new project, so first again under the base framework, we need to add a user defined framework application. Okay, so how to define, I'll show you again on Monday class complete setup we are going to do. And see under this again, so we can add, see every organization again, it will be having different different modules will be there or different divisions will be there. For example, okay, for example, if you take some ICICI bank, so under that ICICI, they will be having banking services will be there. They'll be having loan services will be there. Demat services will be there, and they'll be having like a car loan, personal loans, or loan services will be there. Like different things will be there, right? Application organization is one, but they'll be dealing with multiple things. Like multiple divisions will be there in the same organization. So like that. So organization will be one, but under that they will be module wise or sector division wise, they are going to develop the applications. More application they are going to develop under one organization, and that will call it as implementation application. So organization is one. First of all, we need to add this user defined framework, and under that again we'll divide the organization into multiple implementations. Suppose some ABC insurance is the main name, and under that I'll be adding ABC auto insurance, ABC life insurance, or ABC health insurance. Like that, how many divisions are required, accordingly more implementations I'm going to add. So first of all, under the base framework, we need to add one user defined framework, and under that we need to add how many implementations are available for that organization or how many modules are required for that organization. So based on that, we have to, for each division we can add one implementation we can add. Okay, so like that, initially you may start with one also. So this is mandatory for every application we add in the real time. So user-defined framework is mandatory, and under that we can add one or more implementations we can add. Suppose if you don't add this path and directly if you try to add this, what happens means it will allow only one implementation only it will allow. We can't add without the user-defined framework. It will not. We can't add multiple implementations under one organization. So if organization layer is there or this user-defined framework layer is there, then only it will support multiple implementations for one organization. Okay, so it is a mandatory structure. So this is already available in Pega. Base structure or base framework is already available in Pega. And when you start a new project or new design, new application design, so we need to add a user defined framework, and under that I need to define one or more implementation. So we can start with one. Like that, they can increase anytime they can add other implementation. They can start parallelly by some other team. Okay. So like that. So one organization we can have multiple implementations we can define. Okay. And common advantage of this framework is, so if you don't add this layer, then it will not allow multiple implementations. It will not allow. So if you add this user defined framework, then only we can add multiple implementations. And other thing is reusability. So advantage of, or the purpose of framework is reusability is the advantage of framework. Suppose in both implementations, sometimes see, your login details can be like customer details can be common. Like that, some other designs and some other business logic part, it can be common in both implementation applications. So those can be defined at organization level, and they can reuse in the both application they can reuse. So advantage of this user defined framework is two advantages are there. So to add multiple implementation applications